welcome to episode 2 of Deck Building 101. My name is Joe. Today I will be building a deck with the new Vegito structure deck. I tried a few different builds from Mono Blue, Red Blue and Blue Yellow, but my main plan for the deck in all those builds was to keep the main focus to be the Gogeta Unison strategy of defending life with Blue Saiyans. My first idea was to use the Set 6 Vegito Candy Engine. Really, I've just been wanting to use those cards for forever. So at this point, I'd only gotten my hands on one starter deck, which is not ideal. You really want to run the Unison at 4. So I slapped together this build on DBS decks before I had the chance to get my hands on the cards. And now that the limit is 60, I've found it hard to restrain myself and keep it at 50. So when I actually sleeved this up, I cut it down back to 50. I built this the same day as a locals tournament was on, and I was so excited to play the new stuff. I took it without testing it or refining it much, which I could have told myself beforehand. That's a big mistake. First up, I had to play against VJX, which was really not fun. I didn't actually win a single game that night, so that's embarrassing. But I did learn a few things about the deck. First, if my plan is to protect my life with Blue Saiyans, it's not a great idea to fuse them together. Second, I have no removal or any way of dealing with ejects and decks like that. Back to the drawing board, I started thinking about multicolor. First I tried red-blue, thinking combination attack and instinctual reprisal might be the go to deal with big boards. And I also tried out Gotenks and Gogeta. Then I tried blue-yellow, with the idea being to counterplay with Gohan and then use paternal bonds to rest Gohan. Therefore, resting one of the opponent's battle cards and having a Blue Saiyan in rest to protect my life. And since there was yellow in the deck, I put in the Set 7 Vegito stuff, which, although it requires your Vegetas to be yellow, and I want them to be blue, so I went with the 2 blue-yellow Vegeta options. In testing both of these builds, I was finding consistency to be a bit of an issue. I'm sure with a bit more refinement I could have gotten it to work, but ultimately I decided that Mono Blue was the way to go. So, with the Candy Engine not being my plan anymore, what would I build around? Well, simply put, just around the Gogeta Unison. So, cheap Blue Saiyans. I decided that although Mai was useful in helping find Gogeta, she wasn't a Saiyan, so she had to go. In her place, I came up with Kakarot. He's a blue 1-cost Saiyan that draws a card. Great. Maybe he won't easily find me a Gogeta, but a draw 1 is better than, say, the Goku that looks at the top 3 for a blue or yellow Saiyan battle card. It is important to have a battle card you don't intend to attack with, so you can add markers to Gogeta. So Kakarot is good for that, plus he has the added bonus I can use him to get back one of my other 1-drops if I need. I swapped out the Gohan super combo for Gotenks, because the way this leader can flip early and then defend high life makes a sparking super combo more useful than the 4 or less super combo. I was originally just running 4 negates, but the way Unisons work, you can't combo in defense of them, so negating is the only way to save them. And as I built the deck around the Unison, I've upped the negate count to 6 using 2 Whis Coercion. Considering the deck just about always gets to untap energy in the opponent's turn, throwing in Vegeta Energy Absorber seemed like a no-brainer. Trunks Hope Renewed and Energetic Frenzy Kefla also seemed like good ideas to complement that. Absolute Release Ball I've thrown in as a light counterplay option. Unlike You're Wide Open, it's a bit cheaper to play because it untaps the energy it's used after it's done. There isn't much in the way of a win con for this deck. I've put in at all costs Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, but they aren't terribly powerful boss monsters and they can be hit by things like Denial of Hope. But the idea for the deck is basically to out-survive the opponent, so chip away at them and then maybe have the Gogeta triple strike them, so that's okay. For the secret rare, I've put in Black Smoke Dragon. He works well for that strategy and is really the only option of the secret rares that I have that works anyway. So I took this build to locals and it did much better than last time. I ended up playing a mirror match and that taught me one important thing. I neglected the importance of Trunks, Architect of Peace. I had control throughout the match and got to the point where I was ready to swing for game and neglected to think about an important thing in any match, but in a mirror match it should have been bleedingly obvious. What cards does the opponent have access to? So I attacked with Triple Strike and combo everything. He combos with Trunks and puts a Saiyan in rest mode, making the attack useless. Idiot. Oh well. A good lesson and inspiration on how to improve the deck. So here's the changes I've made. I've put more emphasis on untapping in the opponent's turn to take advantage of Vegeta. Kale is the MVP for that, and I scored myself a second Kefla, so that helps. And yes, I've maxed out Trunks now. You may notice if you've been looking at other people's deck profiles online, I haven't done what everyone else has done and put in Dr. Rhoda and Obuni. Well, I just don't care for them. Neither are Saiyans, and you don't want Rhoda in rest mode, so he's not going to give Gogeta a marker. I get why they're good, but they just don't fit what I want the deck to do. If you want to use them, go right ahead. This build did okay the next tournament I went to, came second. Just couldn't handle the hand destruction from Green Frieza. So that's how, through a bit of trial and error, I came up with a build that felt good to me. It may drastically change when set 10 finally drops in a couple of weeks, but for now I'm happy with it. Hopefully this run through my process helps you with your deck building. Have you come up with something completely different for Vegito? Make sure to tell me about it in the comments and be sure to subscribe as well for more deck building videos.